Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the penultimate session of A Velvet Soiree over here on Variant Roles. I'm Quinn. I am your Master of Secrets and Lies for the evening, and let's just jump on in and have my lovely, beautiful, fabulous players introduce themselves. Let's start with Jesse. Tell us about you a little bit and a little bit about who you're playing.
Okay. I should have known that you'd call me first because
I
that's
told you it would
I
be
know.
you first.
It still caught me completely off guard. Hi, I'm Jessie. You can find me at Jahoos the Moose on the interwebs, where I do art things and things. I'm very tired. And I play Piper, who is super happy and bubbly and maybe a little more chaotic than usual. Yeah, I do have a fun new wand. It's currently hiding right now. It's a little secret.
Super casual.
Super
no big
casual.
deal. Don't worry about it. Let's go to Abby.
Hi, I'm Abby. She, they pronouns. You can find me at Citrine Warlock on Twitter, and I'm playing Ruby, who is fine. Yeah, like nothing happened last time. She's fine.
Everything's fine. You're all doing great. Jono.
Hi, I'm Jono. You can find me on Twitter at MammalJono. Tonight I'm playing Shava, who is also fine. Everything is just fine.
I mean, your girlfriend ? Is alive, so
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
technically,
she's been great.
Yeah, she has half a face. And last but certainly not least, Anders.
Hello, I'm Anders. You can find me at Anders_D_K on the internets. I use he, him pronouns, and tonight I will be playing Fenris, who is a disaster, drunk, tiefling monk who really is just here for the free booze. That's it. Why is everything else happening? He just wants booze, y'all. That's all he wants.
And there's plenty of it. I mean, it just comes with all the other things. And, you know, and I'm Quinn, she, her pronouns, doing all of the other things. Last session was a lot. Oh, I will say, we do normally have Camille over here playing Winter. Unfortunately, she has a concussion and we love her very much, so she will not be here tonight. Hopefully, she will be able to join us for the finale, where nothing dramatic will happen at all. Yeah, much love, darling. So last week, Winter actually got into probably the most shit, surprisingly. Ruby was being petty and impersonating a version of Winter and managed to get herself spotted by Winter Windflower and Winter, the party member Winter. So it was just a bad time for Ruby. So she is having a time. Winter and Waylon went up to go try and see Wisteria, who had just died and is in the process of becoming a lich, super casually. And by died, I mean was casually murdered by Shava.
She asked.
It's still murder. I feel like Winter Windflowers are going to assume that was murder. Oops, spoilers. So we've got a lich who is not quite on the loose. She's not quite lucid yet. Well, she's coming to. And we had a really great tense moment of Shava hiding in Wisteria's lab as Winter convinced Waylon Windflower to try and break in. That didn't go great for Waylon. Where's Waylon? Waylon's missing somewhere. Who knows? Don't fuck with the lich's security system, I guess. Who knows where Waylon is? And then Shava pulled power move and impersonated Wisteria surprisingly well. I think mostly surprising to herself. And Winter did manage to steal one of Wisteria's journals. Who knows what's in that journal? The party, Piper bonded with her new wand friend, Obsidian. Definitely just called Obsidian. Fenris bonded with a security guard named Shepard. But found that the security team was completely different from the one that you all came in with, which was odd. And then the gang all met up. And everyone was like, Shava, why do you have blood on your sleeve? And Winter was like, it's fine, prestidigitation for mysterious reasons. And you were all about to head back inside to see if maybe dinner was being served when, as you were walking in, Winter Windflower was approaching from one direction and Walter Windflower was approaching from the other direction. Or at least two of you saw that. Yeah. So with that obnoxiously thorough recap, let's jump back in for the night, shall we? So you're all finally back together for having been separated for most of the evening, knowing now that things are weird and definitely wrong. That tiefling ghost is back, probably still. Winter is the one who saw Winter, and then Walter. Ruby, Walter is trying to flag you down because you noticed him. But before either of them can really get to you, you all hear from the main hall a resounding, popping, banging sort of noise. Incredibly loud. Piper and Shava, you recognize this sound as a very loud version of what happened when Wendy disappeared from existence.
Is Wendy back?
You're not in the main hall yet, but there's that horribly loud popping noise, followed by screams from the main hall, which catches Winter's attention as she is kind of de facto head of security, and you see from the people start to scatter and start to panic a little bit because there are other noises coming from the main hall now. Some roaring, maybe draconic in nature. There's some hubbub going on in there. From the shadows, some of those hooded figures that Fenris keeps getting pulled aside by kind of emerge around both of the windflowers. And people start to panic, and what would you like to do?
I speak Draconic. Do I understand anything happening in the roars there?
This is just something's mad.
Okay, gotcha.
It's just angry roaring.
I mean, I know we just met up in the garden, but should we check all the noise out?
Yeah, I think we should. Hey, Quinn?
Mm-hmm.
Does it sound familiar? The roar, the voice of the roar.
It does not.
Okay.
And as you are all kind of deliberating what to do in this moment as people are rushing around you, Fenris, you feel a hand on your shoulder. And you hear a distantly now familiar voice say, "So you're still here?"
Wait, I've had a lot of people touch my shoulder and ask me questions, clarifying what voice is it?
Is it your shadow friend?
Now you turn around and look.
I turn around and look.
Where you would expect to see shadow from in the hood from your shadow friends, it's Frank, who was not dressed like this before. And as he makes himself known and you all kind of look around more, there are two other figures with him, and the three of them combined are kind of blocking you off from the main thoroughfare, so you haven't quite made it into like the main corridor yet.
When Piper notices Frank, she's going to point at him and say, "You took my gargoyle!"
I did. Still have it.
I want it!
Right now?
I mean, it can move, yes. It'll just follow us along.
I think it'll be best if we wait.
Ugh.
It's safe. Don't worry, Miss Voltbunk. And
you're like 40 minutes too late, dude. You should have been here 40 minutes ago.
what was 40 minutes ago?
Well, I was looking for you 40 minutes ago, but then I met someone else, so.
Looking for me? Why?
Yeah. It's party. Why do you look for attractive people who flirt with you when you're drunk at a party?
Learn it. Wait. Right. He has no idea what you're talking about.
Okay.
And you start to get the sense that maybe he wasn't flirting with you.
Yeah, well, that's fine.
But you got shepherds, so I mean, you're the real winner in this situation, I think. His grip on your shoulder, like he kind of lets go and looks the four of you over, which is when you all notice that Winter is slipped off in the chaos somehow.
My shoulders like drop just a little bit.
And Shava, you know what she has with her also. What she took from Wisteria's lab.
Yeah.
It's fine. So Frank kind of leans in towards you all and just says, His Grace will see you now, if you'll come with us.
Who's Grace?
The dude who married into the Windflowers.
Why do I want to see him?
We don't.
I don't think we want to see him. I think he wants to see us. That's the whole...
That's how
That's
mobility
what Frank
works.
just said.
But if I don't want to go see him, do I have to? Is that like
Yes.
why?
If
That's
I
mobility.
go, can I get my gargoyle back?
That's not the Grace I'm talking about.
Oh. Never
To the
mind
guard,
then.
and he gestures like with his head out towards the garden. Ignore it. There's still cacophony in the main hall, but they don't seem worried about it. Everyone else seems worried about it, but
Oh,
these
I've already forgotten about it.
What's going on in there?
couldn't tell you. Haven't been in there all night.
Okay. If we're gonna go out into the big spooky garden in the dark with you spooky people who keep changing identities, I have a couple questions.
And you can ask him on the way.
No, I'm gonna need them answered now, or I'm not going.
Make a persuasion roll for me.
Fuck.
Mhm.
That's charisma based.
Mm-hmm.
You want to know what my dump stat is, y'all?
Yep.
Is it charisma?
Natural fucking 20.
Incredible.
I'm proud of you. He kind of looks you up and down. And you can tell he's thinking it over. That's fair. All right. Come on. But take a couple steps out this way, just out of the noise. He kind of slides past you all to kind of lead around the corner. So it's not like out, but it's out of the way.
I will literally take a couple steps. So 2.
Okay. And the other two kind of like follow up behind you all as they kind of try to corral you.
Yeah.
All right.
Just move to follow.
Yeah, follow.
Hey, Frank. Hey.
Yes, Miss Voldbunk.
Do you have any food? There's been no food. There's no food.
I'm sure dinner will be served shortly, Miss Voldbunk, and by the time you get back, it certainly will.
That's what people have been saying for hours!
I mean, it's only been like 2 hours.
That classifies as hours!
You're not wrong, but I'm
It
just
is more than
saying.
1 hour, yes. But
Right. So, Shadow Frank, questions. I have them. 1, why were you a guard? 2, why were you then not a guard? 3, why are you a shadow? 4, why do the shadows want to recruit me? 5, why are there ghosts? 6, when is food? That's it. That's all I got.
I really want to focus on question 6. That was a lot of questions, Fenris.
That was a lot of questions, and Frank's intelligence is not quite that high to remember them all.
Listen, I feel like it's one answer, but I'm not smart enough to like tie the questions together to get that one answer, so I gotta ask all of them as they come.
Neither is your DM.
I don't know if all 6. Like 5 of them are one answer, and then the 6th one is a different answer.
Okay, it's 2 questions. Broken down into 6 questions.
That's fair. And also, Wild Ghost is a very weirdly broad topic. This is all Ruby just going, okay, Fenris, you're asking weird questions. Also, I don't think anyone knows why there are ghosts.
This is not his job. He's not smart.
Fenris just makes friends with everyone.
Yeah,
Even
friends.
the dead.
Definitely friends.
Friends.
Friendress.
Fenris?
Yes.
Friendress.
Can I give myself inspiration? Am I allowed?
Good.
No.
No, you'll use it against us.
No, when would I ever do that? I don't roll dice to ruin your lives. So Frank kind of, he's chuckling a little bit while the DM tries to remember all the questions. And, well, you know, your invitations weren't exactly signed by the Windflowers proper, right?
Okay.
I've
So
been worrying about that, yes.
our invitations were fake? Did you invite us?
Not me personally.
Did this Grace invite us?
He did.
Who? Oh no! Wait, that's the 7th question. Well, wait. Is that why you were guards? Because we wouldn't pass the real guards inspection? Because we're not actually supposed to be here.
Pretty much.
Okay.
That would explain a lot.
That answers like 1, 2. Doesn't answer 3, but
Hey, Fenris. Hey, Fenris.
what?
Can you ask Frank where my gargoyle is?
Frank, question 7. Where is Piper's gargoyle?
I thought
No.
this new question said
I'm
was
afraid you heard gargoyle. I said gargoyle.
That doesn't make it better, Piper.
I'm
It
not
all makes
hearing
sense
a
once you
difference.
see it, okay?
I believe you. It's still a terrible pun.
It's an amazing pun. How dare you?
So I suggest that we don't keep His Grace waiting much longer, and we can walk and talk.
Have we not been walking and talking?
No, we've been standing around this corner.
Oh, fuck. Okay, we can walk and talk. But do you have like peanuts or beef jerky or hardtack or something?
Are you that desperate to sink your teeth into something?
Don't phrase it like that. But yes.
He smirks a little bit.
And also, like, some people are into that, so no kink shaming, Frank.
No, that's not a food.
Certainly not kink shaming. He kind of glances back at the other two who have just been standing there, kind of like on lookout for anything, and just kind of like shrugs at them. And they seem to have like a silent exchange of just like gestures. And the gist that you can all pretty clearly get is there food? Can we get them food? What are we gonna do? Is there? None of them know. They don't know where the food is.
Wait, I'm going to reach into my bag of holding and like is so far deep that kind of my arms disappear into it. And I pull out some rations. But they're really old. And they're kind of covered in, like, lints and, like, stuff that's been in my bag of holding. They don't look good. I just remembered I have these.
Oh, okay, you eat those and we can walk and talk. I literally just wanted to feed this one because she's cute and she reminds me of my niece. Let's go.
Great.
I look at the rations. And I just stood up and I start eating them. They don't taste good.
You do notice that the two other monks did manage to grab a couple bottles from some constructs that had been floating around with trays. But Frank kind of takes the lead and goes, it's a bit of a hike. He just kind of starts off through the gardens, past where any of you have been.
Ruby just walks off, her cloak just billowing dramatically.
Does Ruby have magical wind just like all the time, making her look extra dramatic?
Does Ruby have the cloak of billowing?
I keep forgetting I have it.
So you billow.
I billow.
Frank takes up the front. That's not how you phrase that. Phrasing. And not super quick pace, but like, I don't know, fast for a human ? So Shava, you have no problem keeping up.
Okay, but Piper's at a light jog.
Noticing that, I'll offer Piper a hand.
Are you just going to drag me?
Do you want to?
Oh, okay, thank you. I climb up.
You can hold my horns, it's fine. They make good handholds. I want to sidle up to Shava.
It went from one reaction to a completely different reaction.
Void howdy.
I'm gonna go up to Shava and just offer a fist.
Yes?
No, you hit it with your fist.
You're supposed to pound it. Like this, and I reach down and pound it.
Yeah, like that.
And I, like, very timidly just...
Yeah! No, you just... Looked like you had a good... You have a aura. Congrats. I hope that party's been good.
Yes, it's been a very nice night so far.
Seems like it.
I'm sorry about all of the loud sounds back in apparel. It was an embarrassing bug, but we got it worked out.
You worked some things out.
Yes. It was just a dumb mistake. Shouldn't even have happened, but
I mean,
I feel we're better for the better, because of it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, good for you.
Where did you all go after I went back in there?
Oh, we made friends with shadows, and then Fenris made friends with shadows.
Yes, Piper made friends with a stick, like a really creepy face skull stick that she found in a supply closet. So
I feel like my face kind of freezes in its smile as I just kind of look down at the top of Fenris's head, and then I look back up.
I'm glad you found some friends.
Ruby just says from in front, oh yes, and I was catfished by one of the windflowers, and then I properly slapped him once or twice. It's been a night.
Tell me more of that story immediately.
Catch up
She
to
just
Ruby.
turns. She just turns and continues walking. Okay, so you remember how I said that I was invited here by Waylon, correct?
Correct.
Well, he contacted me. ran off from everyone else when I think we're in the second room. Ran off, met him in the gardens. Points over like vaguely where it was, over like there. We kissed, and then he asked me, "Oh, would you still like that kiss if I wasn't Waylon?" And he stopped being Waylon. He was Walter.
Wait, which one's Walter?
Walter's the half elf.
Is Walter the ugly one?
The less attractive one, yes.
Oh,
He was
okay.
the one striding menacingly towards us just now.
Yes, that one.
That one? All right.
Yeah, he turns out that he had been catfishing me for the last couple months as his brother.
I'm so sorry to hear that. I understand how such a violation of trust could be difficult.
Yeah, that's why I slapped him.
Oh, hell yeah. Fist.
Fist.
I know how to do that now.
We've killed Quinn.
2-1.
Piper, you found a stick in a supply closet?
Yeah, I found a stick. I found a wand in the wand and staves room.
Yeah, a real creepy one. The stick is like a spine. Like, have you ever seen the inside of a person? Like the spine stuff back there, the thing that you like break if you want to like break someone's neck.
I've seen illustrations, yes.
I'm just slowly like gripping.
Yeah, the part of the wand is like that, and the other part's just like a whole fucking skull. It's like a really big wand. Like,
oh my.
It's. I mean, I don't use wands, but it seems abnormal.
Shava?
Yeah, it's way too big for me to hold.
Yes.
Roll history. Or Arcana.
Either way, it's going to be super duper great. 14.
14. You vaguely feel like it might fit the description of something you read in a book once.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Did I not also see this thing while I was working here some time ago?
You didn't see it, but Wisteria did allude to something big, dark, and evil being there.
Gotcha.
So if you want to roll me an intelligence check, we can see if you put the dots together.
We'll find out, won't we? That's a 20, dirty 20.
Yep. You sure know what it is.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Piper.
Yeah, Shava?
So it talked to you? Is that my understanding?
It's my friend, like all my other friends.
Well, is it your friend like, say, a person with a mouth as a friend, or is it a friend like one of the arachnids you picked up as a friend? Because there's a very important difference there.
I mean,
it's real talkative.
Did you by any chance pick it up?
why?
I may have an idea as to the nature of your friend, and that's just slightly worrisome.
Oh, I forgot to mention, Piper doesn't smell very good anymore.
Oh, right. Oh, right.
I forgot about that.
I forgot about that too. Why don't you detail that?
Wait, let me just pull up my notes real quick.
What does that mean?
What?
It smells like a little, it smells, Piper, it kind of smells like I have slightly rotten fruit in my bag of, like on my persons. On my bag of persons? Did I just say that? On my person. And like maybe it's some really old rations that were down in the bottom of my bag of holding. Maybe it's not. You definitely smell it. Anyone within 10 feet of me smells it.
Piper, I'm a bit worried
Why?
because if you picked up what I think you picked up, it's not good, I'll tell you that.
I mean, not everything is all good, and some things aren't all bad.
Understandably so. Magic is tricky that way. Um, just do be careful.
Oh, of course. I'm always careful with my objects.
Are we there yet?
Internally, Ruby is just like, I've known you for one night, and I do not believe that statement for a goddamn second.
Part of me is like, roll deception, but I won't.
I'm
So-
always
tempted to say
careful
roll
with my
insight.
objects. I always take good care of them, and sometimes I like to conduct experiments and see what goes wrong. Sorry, what?
So, God damn it. Who, so you have been walking this entire time, and you reach kind of like, you're not in, there are no gates or like formal fences because that would be unsightly, and we don't need them because we have lots of magic and money. So it's hard to tell if you've gone like through different parts of the garden or whatever, but the house is much farther away than you feel like it should be. And you're kind of out in the middle of nowhere at this point, and Frank and the other two monks haven't really been talking. You can safely assume they've been listening in because you aren't exactly being subtle and they're there. But they do start to slow as well. You would also notice it is early mid-spring-ish, but there's frost on the lawn that wasn't there earlier. And Fenris, wherever you step, it's almost like there's like a little bit more concentration of frost left where you've been. Whether that's from the ghost or from whatever's going on with Piper, who's to say? You currently don't see the ghost anywhere.
I'll like stop and look at my shoe and just like wipe it on the other boot to like wipe the frost off and see if that fixes it.
Everything okay down there?
There's snow shit on my boots.
Yeah, it's weird. Does it feel cold, or is it just frosty?
I mean, they're not metal, they're leather, so it kind of like it's frost, but you know how it kind of sets into your leathers, and then your feet are wet, and then they're just wet for forever. It's like wet socks.
That's the
Yeah.
I should write that down. Socks that stay warm and heated when wet.
Oh, hey, I will play test that for you.
Deal.
Play test?
Play test.
Play test? Why not?
I mean, the last time she made a boot it went really well for everyone involved. So they do slow, and there is sort of like a very subtle disturbance in the ground. It's pretty much flat, like naturally or magically. It's hard to tell with the windflowers. But something just kind of seems out of place, and like a slightly darker patch of grass. And Frank kind of reaches down and, oddly enough, pulls up a cellar door from seemingly nowhere.
Oh, whew. If you like pulled up some skeletal hand and said that was the grace, that'd be fun.
Right. After you all.
Let me down. Let me down. Let me down. Let me down. And then I go in.
Okay. You start down the stairs. What about the rest of you?
That small one is way too trusting. I will follow Piper.
Who, me?
John, are you muted?
Well, if we're doing this,
Let's do it. Yeah, Ruby was just like, Java, let us go down into the creepy ass basement and hope we don't die.
I'm sure it will be perfectly fine.
Right. Let's go.
Mhm.
Just walk down.
Yeah, I
And
follow.
as you're all going down with clear trepidation, Frank is just kind of like, if he wanted to kill you, he wouldn't have brought you here, so I mean,
wouldn't he have?
he wouldn't have needed you here to do it.
But what
That's
if-
incredibly comforting.
It actually is a little comforting knowing that. Thank you.
And as Shav, are you the last one down?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Before you manage to get down, you hear a familiar voice in the back of your head. It goes, Shav, darling, is everything all right? Where are you?
I respond back. Oh God, what do I think I take a second, before finally responding. Not sure. Seem to have gotten swept up in something. Be back to you as soon as I can.
You don't get a reply. And as you head on down, the other two monks will follow, and the door kind of
The thing.
not slams, but closes behind you. Who doesn't have dark vision? Or do you all have dark vision? It is completely dark, not magical dark,
I do.
just regular darkness.
I just pop a light on my staff then.
Okay. Weirdly enough, this does seem to not be some like magical pop-up bunker. It seems to have seen some weather. It's plain dirt stairs going down, and Frank kind of, you hear Frank at the front, Shava kind of chuckle, and he pop a leg. Sorry, forgot about that. Don't really need to. Yeah. Boss likes it dark. Just keep that in mind. And it's hard to tell how long you climb down, but it's an uncomfortable amount of time, I would say. It's, let's see, probably feels like the same distance that you traveled to get up from the main floor to your table.
They grabbed bottles, right? I heard
Yes.
you say that.
Mm-hmm.
I will at some point grab a bottle from a guard because this is taking way too long.
He'll hand it to you. How many drinks are you on?
I mean, it's been a while since I drank,
Okay.
but I mean, I was drunk, so this
You
isn't
were.
helping
It's been
that.
2
Okay.
hours since the start of the party. It's been like 15 minutes since the last time you said drink. Yep.
Lol. Okay. So you continue down and down, and it's just dark and kind of creepy. And Frank's not being really forthcoming, but if you had questions for Frank as the DM, I would say now's the time to ask them.
I mean,
I
did
had
Frank
so
answer?
many, and now I don't remember any of them. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say.
Pepper.
I was gonna say. Doesn't Fenris have like a list of 7?
Yeah, he does. Fuck. You already answered the first 2. What is this related to the like touching and the like into the shadow recruitment and the weird doors and shit? This what we're doing right now? Are these related?
Has that happened to you tonight?
Oh, don't play coy. It does not suit you.
Roll insight.
Fuck. Not in 4.
Ooh.
He's telling the truth.
Of course he is.
He doesn't seem to know what you're talking about. And says as much. There aren't a lot of us, and I mean, the Windflowers have some on staff, but then we're on staff for His Grace. So,
Do you like know each other? Like, is it like 2 staffs that like don't like each other, but then you get called to the same place to work the same gig, and so there's like weird tension, or like, are you like 2 dueling Starbucks crews, or what's the connect? Because there's shadow people inside that keep trying to recruit me. Is that you?
no,
Just so you're just different shadow people.
we didn't need to recruit you. You came to the party. That was
Okay.
your recruitment.
Okay, I have more questions now, but maybe does anyone else have questions? Because I need to like
Wait,
my brain back together.
did the Duke plan the fireworks?
Fireworks. Yes, Miss Voltbank.
Oh, so His Grace is working with other individuals at the party as well.
Yes. It's a joint endeavor.
I do have a
Man,
follow-up.
This
Who
is
is-
some party.
Who is His Grace?
An interested party. My employer.
Ruby, you know like smart people, noble stuff, right? Like that's like your thing. Like you know about that shit.
Yes, that's usually what I've been taught. Yes.
Would you call a baron your grace?
The players try to be like, I don't know. Would you?
No, it's not typical. It's a much higher title. You were right to think that it was Duke Whitmore.
Yeah. No, not a baron. You'd call someone like the Duke, like the Duke Whitmore.
Okay, so this isn't related to the ghost and shit. Cool. That's
No.
His title is irrelevant. I call His Grace what I'm told to call His Grace, so.
La-di-da.
It feels like what someone with a title would say to someone else.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Ruby says, stuffing her title into her bag. Just, nope.
I mean, I have a title too. You don't call me fancy. I do have a title. Everyone has titles. You know, you're
Shava,
not.
do you have a
He's
title?
not special. Yeah, kind of.
What is it?
Quartermaster. That's a title. I mean, it is. It is a title.
That is
So,
a title,
like,
yes.
You know, it's not special.
I don't have a title.
He just kind of chuckles and falls back into silence.
Are we walking still? Or are we just standing here awkwardly in the dark?
Still walking.
Okay.
The ground has leveled out now, and it's a corridor with like, again, seems longer or feels longer than it should. There are 2 torches on the very end of the corridor. Otherwise, it's completely dark. And You don't see any doors other than the one directly in front of you. That's like down the corridor. Shava, you get another correspondence, but it's garbled, as if something was interfering. So you can't really make it out.
Is the light on my staff being weird? Or is it just specifically this communication?
I'm so glad you asked. Because it is flickering a little oddly.
My light doesn't quite seem to be holding. Is that supposed to happen?
Frank kind of turns around, gives you a once over. If it's magic, then yeah, it's working.
All
Wait.
right then.
So are these the dukes? And I gesture towards the arachnids.
Well, they were in that carriage, weren't they?
But what are they? What are they? What do they do? What's
I
their
don't get
purpose?
paid enough. I don't get paid enough to know that.
Ugh.
I just need to put them in there.
How can you not want to know more about these fascinating things?
Were you the... Who was the person driving the carriage?
You hear the ruffle of robes as one of the other two just kind of like raises his hand, like slowly.
I'm trying to remember what happened during mine. I'm like, did I... No, I didn't. She just kind of goes, I feel like I should apologize for being rude.
I feel like I should apologize for breaking the window.
I have
Sorry.
nothing to apologize for. That was a weird ride.
The figure gives a non-committal shrug.
That's fair.
It's a living. So as you do kind of get closer to the door, Frank kind of stops, turns around, looks you all over. May I offer a piece of advice?
Go right ahead.
Whatever he asks you to do, say yes. And I'd put that out if I were you, as he gestures at your staff, Shava. He doesn't care for magic.
Say yes or like actually do what he asks. Because those are two completely different things.
Frank gives you a very long look.
Piper
I stare
smiles.
back.
Piper smiles and says, "How about no?"
Say yes. Trust me.
Ruby
And-
just like steps forward and just goes, yes, that's someone who is subterranean and just say yes and do the thing. It's usually better with nobility. It's usually safer because nobility are assholes. And she just walks like close. She like walks to the front basically.
Okay. Like taking lead, kind of.
Kind of.
This is probably closer to your element, despite the weird circumstances. And Frank just kind of, she gets it. And he goes over to the door and does a series of complicated knocks, different from the other complicated knocks from Mysterious. But
What is the complicated knock?
Man. It's complicated. Roll for knock. I don't know. No, I'm kidding. Please don't.
I will.
I extinguish my staff while this is happening.
Okay. It's a series. This is some weird, long, complicated knocks. I'm sorry to be a disappointment. And it's silent for a while, and Frank kind of. Shop can't see this, but Frank kind of puts a finger to his lips and like listens at the door.
What you doing?
Jesus. That was loud, Piper.
Great. At that, you hear kind of a disgruntled roar of a man from inside the door. And Frank shoots you a very nasty look, Piper, and Your Grace, I apologize for the disturb. He'll see you now, and he just kind of wrenches the door open, and all you can see going in is a small, darkish room that it's wider than it is long, so you can't see into the corners. And he gestures for you to go on in.
He walks in.
I offer Frank a fist.
Fisting people.
I walk past him, and as I walk past him, I take his hand or whatever pocket that's closest to him, and I just tuck a business card in it, and I wave.
What's happening?
We're going in, Shava, dear.
Oh, thank
Frank
you.
is
I
leaving
can't
me.
see.
Well, there are
Ruby
two
sounds
torches, so
exhausted.
there are torches there too.
Oh, cool.
I do like to imagine Shava's stress, like asking that. Fenris, Frank kind of just stares at your fist.
No, you pound it.
I know.
Oh, fuck you, Frank. I never thought you were cute. And I go in the room.
Come on,
Roll-
Fenris.
Roll deception or persuasion, depending.
11. And do I have to say which one it is? Because it's the same stat. Oh, yeah, it's the same stat regardless.
You can DM me or say it out loud.
That was deception.
Okay, he chuckles as you walk by. And as you enter the room, the door slams pretty quickly behind you. And Ruby, you're in first. So it's completely dark. Shava lol rip. The elephant in the room. Womp womp. I feel bad for that one.
I feel like maybe you should.
The inspiration you got earlier, let's
It's
It's
just
gone. It's I've leveled the playing field. So it's my brain whited out after that brilliant pun.
It's dark and I can't see.
Right, it's dark. You do all hear some like shuffling of papers or of something in one of the corners. But what you can all see, except Java, is just piles of crates. And Piper, you're more familiar with what type of machinery would be like out on a couple of roughly hewn tables. You see, well, you would all recognize a half-finished / tinkered with mechanical arachnid. And you see just heaps of tools that you've seen Piper use all over the place. You see like empty bottles of booze just lying about. It's a chaotic wreck, which is also my alignment.
What a mood.
And if you were to look for the source of the shuffling, there is in one corner a desk that has it's one of those, I say older, but it's D&D. One of those like types of desk that has a back to it, so you can't see like. Does that make sense? Those desks exist, right? In my brain, I'm like that exists. But you can see like the top half of the man as he of a man's head as he is like bent over, grumbling to himself and arranging something on the desk, going through things. And he just kind of gruffly you hear this like gruff, almost war-torn kind of voice that I'm not good at because my vocal range isn't that low. So you just hear, take a seat anywhere. There are no chairs.
I wanna walk
Chairs?
right.
What was that?
Shava?
Are there chairs?
He does not answer.
I wanna
Okay.
walk right up to the desk and put my hands at the top and be like, "Hi, I'm Piper."
I don't know if you can reach in real talk. It is a very tall desk.
I'm just gonna sit down in the middle of the fucking floor.
I just saw your Zoom name. For the viewers at home, I'm gonna spoil the Zoom name is just poor rejected Fenris. Fenris is having a Fenris is fine.
It's fine. It's all fine.
So Fenris plops down on the ground. Ruby, what are you doing?
Ruby just like knows, like has a feeling he can see curtsies and then just, I don't know how she does this, but just sitting on like with one leg, she just sits primly, like hovering. Can I do that?
Wouldn't that be
Could I
magic? Would that be magic?
No, it is pure control of muscles at that moment.
Roll me.
Strength?
Yeah, roll me a straight strength check.
Okay. I have to hope I get good on that.
Are there any crates or like things? A small.
5. You don't do that.
You fall.
you fall.
You fall flat on your tail.
Yep.
You need to work on your core strength. I
Yes.
can show I can show you some exercises when this is all over, like some stuff that's really good for like the abs and.
Thanks. I would appreciate that.
Yeah. Are there any like crates or anything?
Oh yeah. A lot of them are open or like have the lid half on them, but you can definitely find one to sit on.
Okay, I want to find one to sit on and drag it over, screeching it against the floor as loudly and as obnoxiously as possible.
It is a dirt floor, so good luck.
And then I will make the noises with my mouth.
Roll me a strength check.
For a crate! I was thinking
You want to
like,
listen in that crate?
I was looking for an empty crate, you know, okay.
Oh, there are no empty crates
Alright, well.
that you can see.
It's a 7.
You make it like 5-6 feet before it just kind of gets stuck on a rock or something and it just will not budge.
Perfect.
And Piper, you hear in the back of your mind, I'd like to see it if you'd take me out, friend.
Okay. And I kind of busy myself with my bag of holding, like I'm rearranging it, or maybe getting another ration from the bottoms of the bag of holding. Shava can't see. I'm gonna pull it out and just kind of like gently rest it on my lap, like, oh, just like taking some stuff out and like rearranging things.
Okay, roll me sleight of hand.
Okay.
Where's his shape? Come here, you.
Nat 20.
Nice. Very nice.
I am a sneaky, dexterous gnome.
He rolled real bad, so you feel pretty secure in the fact, unless other people are actively looking, you feel pretty sure that you're good. And you just hear Obsidian chuckle a little bit. Oh, Obsidian, you rapscallion. And no, go ahead.
I was gonna say I should have gotten a spine wand as a prop.
Oh, super casually.
Super casually, like having in the background.
You don't have the wand of work. It's just like casually laying around in your house.
No, it's still in my bag of holding. I haven't taken it out yet.
That's fair. That's fair. Chat, please.
Get out of here.
Get it out of here. I mean, don't. We love you. So the figure at the desk, His Grace is all you really know so far, doesn't seem to really give a shit that you're there, and is real busy doing something. Hard to tell what. I would say, Shava, you have a vantage point. You can't see.
I'm still standing.
I'm gonna start slowly fiddling with things in my vest. Just like messing with the stitching. Maybe tear one out a little bit and fiddle with it. I don't put anything on the ground. But, I'm just messing with things.
Okay. Good to know. And then his head just kind of jerks up. It's like he's forgotten that you were there. But he just kind of looks up, and you finally get a good look at his face. And by good look, I mean any look at his face.
Except for Shava.
Except for Shava, who's just like, I'm here. And frightened. I can't talk to my girlfriend.
Did you just say girlfriend?
No.
Girlfriend, question mark?
In the end, the question mark is very important.
Mark.
What are they? What happens when you date a lich? What happens when you make a lich? Anyway, I'm sure we'll get to that later. It's a human man, deep set wrinkles, ton of scars, like a fuck ton of scars, like this, and his hair is really messy, very dark, curly, and kind of like braided off almost, and it goes down to about like his pec. Listen. I'm picture. Don't at me. Don't make me make you roll damage.
I'm so hurt.
You're so hurt. No one else has taken damage. You've taken like 40. I mean, to be fair, you did the thing. And he just has like a really, really thick eyebrows and a really wild look to his like bright blue eyes. Like disarmingly bright blue eyes.
Question, not in character, but might become in character depending on your answer. You said lots of wrinkles. Is this like attractive older man, or is this like older man?
It's like attractive, rugged older man.
I'm gonna need some time to process that. Continue.
All of a sudden, Anders' Zoom name changes for the third time.
To H on man. Let's see. So he just kind of, his eyes dart from one of you to the next, to the next. Where's the other one?
There's a commotion in the ballroom.
We can relay anything you tell us to her.
There was like draconic screaming and like shouts. No, nothing. Okay.
All right. And he kind of, you see him scrawl something, probably in notes, probably question mark. It's hard to tell because you can't see over the table.
I'm trying very hard to see over the table. Just like all 3 feet of me, all 2 feet of me.
Yeah, good luck. But he does, you kind of hear him drag a chair out from behind the desk and kind of plop down onto it and just keeps looking you over. You all made it. That's good. Fenris, yeah.
Okay.
You can't confirm the D part, but
Whispers.
I'm so angry that this is happening. I'm not spectacular. He definitely is buff. And what does he have? Shit. And you see, as he like kind of comes to sit, you notice that kind of just discarded on the ground, there's like a scabbard for a big ass ornate greatsword. So Fenris, he lifts.
As he's giving us a look over, I'm giving him a very thorough look over. And it's not subtle. If he has any insight at all, it's very obvious.
Yeah, yep. Noted.
No, you know that meme of the twink looking up at the guy, just like, this is that. And he's even on the floor.
Mm.
Just take the inspiration. Just do it. Just take it. Fuck me. That's not in character. To clarify. So, Fenris, he meets your eyes for a very long time. And you're welcome to roll insight. If you would like to try to discern anything from that look.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Doesn't seem to be H on main. Very focused. He is looking for something.
Your love.
And, yes, looking for love. That's his grace. Fenris, you also notice on the very back of the, like on the back wall behind him, you see your tiefling ghost friend.
Like the ghost or like a picture of her?
Like the ghost.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And her lips are moving, but there's no sound. And you can't quite make it out. And the guy in the chair kind of shakes his head, breaks gaze with you. Gives Ruby a really hard once over. I didn't find you.
No. Well, technically one of them did, but he's an idiot, though he thinks he's intelligent.
Yeah, he thinks he's the one in control in the situation. I'm very aware.
Yeah, not in the slightest, I can tell.
Not in the slightest. Anyway, let's cut to the chase, shall we? Quick and dirty business. You're all here for a reason. I'm sure you figured it out by now. And I'm sure you all have figured out that the Windflowers are nothing but garbage. Horrible, detestable people. All of the people in there are detestable. So I figured you wouldn't mind helping me blow the place up.
Not in the slightest.
Oh, the fireworks.
Yeah, that's what the fireworks are, Piper.
Fireworks.
Exactly. There will be fireworks. It just, well, involve the death of hundreds of people.
Terrible people. They deserve it. They deserve worse than what they'll get.
For the most part, yes, I agree.
Wait,
You're all safe. Go ahead.
Are they all? I just heard that they have lots of money. What about the money? The money.
Yes, you'll be well compensated afterwards.
Okay. And I want people to know. Well, maybe that's not a good thing for people to know.
No, it's not.
Ms. Voltbank, you will be well connected after this with the people who are left.
Perfect. That's all I've ever wanted.
Fenris, he locks eyes with you again. Waiting for a response.
You want to. And I'm not claiming to be the smartest person in the room, so apologies for the probably clarifyingly dumb question. commit an act of mass terrorism against everyone at this party?
He kind of sits back and smirks at you. It's not a pleasant smirk, but it's still kind of hot, probably. Like a little bit.
Kinda.
Like the evil villain smirk that's like inevitably kind of attractive somehow. That's exactly what I'm proposing. It's already mostly in the works, and I just need a couple of hands to get the charges inside and set in the places I need setting. He kind of looks at you, Shava. Of course, you can't tell that. People intimately acquainted. They know too much, Orion. They gotta go, don't they?
I'm sorry. Is this something that requires me being able to see you? Because that was a long pause that seemed pointed, and I should remind you that I can't see.
And you hear kind of he ignites a torch. And now you can see what everyone else has already seen. In the light, though, you can see better. His clothing, he's dressed for the occasion. But it's filthy and torn in places and doesn't fit very well.
This does not appear to have been a visual gag. I'm very sorry to put you out like that.
I'm gonna make eye contact with the ghost.
Okay, you do that. Are you gonna try to read her lips?
Yes, but then I also want to like pointedly look at her, then look at the dude, then look at her, like, but not like super obvious, but a little obvious. You know, like that weird line where I don't want him to notice, but I want her to notice.
Yep. Okay, this will be fun. Dice wise. Where is his die is over here. Okay. And then this one's for her. So roll me let's call this sleight of hand.
Okay. I'm decent at that. Okay. 18.
18. Okay. Now they're gonna roll insight. Okay, and then he... Ha-ha! You got very lucky! She starts... Whatever she's saying, like, mouthing, she keeps mouthing it. And her eyes get even bigger than they were, and she starts nodding emphatically. He does not appear to notice your communications. But Shava, he's looking dead at you.
Would you say all of his attention is directed at Shava right now?
Yes.
Hey, how close am I to the desk? How close is he to the desk?
He's in front of the desk right now. Even then, you're probably only like 15 feet away.
Ugh.
But he is in the way. Very intent on Shava, though.
Can I, like, poke around at the boxes of arachnids?
Sure. Roll me investigation.
/ sidle my way closer to this desk. Boop!
Yep.
Oh my goodness. It's a 22.
22. Void howdy.
I have a +9 for investigation.
Super casual. What are you poking around?
I'm just like, I want to see like the parts of the arachnids / like the crates alongside the wall / just like, oh, so that, and like talking to my fellow arachnid friends and like look at the tools that he uses and carefully just like, as a room is laid out, meander closer to his desk.
Okay. So you start doing that. Shava.
Yep. Still just same kind of embarrassed look on my face. Can't believe I made him light a torch after all that. Oh, man.
Damn. So
Yeah.
rude.
Right.
You think you've got them all fooled, don't you?
I haven't the foggiest idea to what you're referring.
Cut the shit. You know why you're here. I don't give a shit about what you did in the past. But she might.
I'm not sure. It's on you to decide whether or not she does.
Maybe you're right. But you don't strike me as the type who's gonna stay around after this.
Perhaps. Perhaps not. People can surprise you.
And that's what I'm hoping for.
What do you seek to gain from this?
Justice.
For
I don't know if that's any of your business if you're getting paid.
if I'm committing arson, I do believe that would be my business.
Do you want to take a couple magic items before you light the place up? We can throw it in with the payment.
It seems you have a pitch to give. You might as well give it.
What pitches there? I invited you. You came. You've all been doing swimmingly with getting in with the windflowers, from what I can tell. And one of the arachnids kind of, on you, Piper, kind of perks up. And he kind of looks at it.
I freeze like a cat that's been caught. Not doing anything, but you know when you like look at a cat and they're doing something and they freeze and they're like, and then they scamper away. It's that freeze.
So while that exchange with Shava was going on, you were doing the investigate. What you can tell, the crates, they're piled like floor to ceiling. And you can assume that there are things to make fireworks with.
Fireworks.
The half-open arachnid, it's more advanced than anything you've seen before, and for someone who hates magic, God, there sure is a lot of magic in that.
Fascinating.
The tools are very much what you would expect, but they're way more expensive than anything you've ever used and anything you would expect this guy to have.
Interesting. How high is this desk?
Okay, I'm bad at numbers, so how tall is this desk? How tall are you?
I am tiny. I think I'm like 3 foot something.
Okay,
Oh, wait.
how tall are desks? I would say that
Like
once
3
you
foot
get
something.
once you get past that raised back, I'd say you'd be able to get a look at stuff, but it is like a solid. But getting past him, you can try.
I want to be like, because I'm tiny, so like I'm used to clambering on crates and stuff. And oh, that's right, I have the eyes of minute seeing. So if I could just glance at the surface of the desk while I'm on top of some crates, that'd be real swell.
Okay. Remind me how those work.
Okay, I just looked at them. I have advantage on they fit. I can see much better than normal out to a range of 1 foot. So I need to get real close on some boxes. I have advantage on intelligence investigation checks that rely on sight while searching an area or studying an object within that range.
Okay. So what you want to do is get closer to the desk, get on top of something that so that you have a view, use the eyes of
I've been wearing them the entire time. I'm like decked out in gear that is been beneficial to my stats.
Solid. That's valid. Okay, so he is standing right there.
I'm still muttering about, like, you know, arachnids and these parts, and oh my goodness, what? And if I try to do this as I clamber upon some crates and try to get into, like, oh yes, these tools, all these fireworks. Oh, if the halfling, whose name I can't remember right now, but is somewhere in my notes, had done this instead of this, then maybe the blast radius would have been much larger than what's going to be currently.
Okay, so I'm trying to figure out what to make you roll. Because there's
so
a roll
many
for this.
things.
I'm like stealth, sleight of hand, deception, performance, literally most of them. Let's do performance to see if you can convince him of what you're doing.
Void howdy. Okay, here we go.
/ does he notice?
It's a 15.
Oh, no, the snitch. Ha! I have to find that later. I'm sorry, baby. I love you. It's gonna roll bad for like the next month.
You dropped it.
I did.
You dropped it real good.
I did. I'm not gonna be like, wait while I look from the dice. Sorry, what'd you roll?
I rolled a 15.
15. Okay. That's unfortunate.
Thanks. Thanks.
He rolled a 16 plus a lot.
Thanks.
He notices you. He kind of looks away from Shava, notices you, Piper, and he kind of laughs really, like a really gruff, like more of a bark of a laugh, and just kind of looks you over. You certainly do have a knack for getting into things you shouldn't be getting into now, don't you, Miss Volpong?
I mean, how else do you figure out how things work?
Well, some people ask, but...
Okay, what's on your desk?
Personal notes.
I mean...
Blueprints, designs.
Like the arachnid blueprints?
No.
Oh. What kind of blueprints?
For the house.
Ugh. Doesn't the house have, like, magical rooms? Isn't the house super complicated? Where did you get these blueprints?
That's not important.
Ruby just goes, I think I have a good idea of how he got those. And he just looks and goes, wouldn't you, His Grace Windflower?
Windflower.
Well, it's a guess. She divorced. I don't think I heard you. I don't think you...
She didn't divorce.
Oh.
Didn't you hear?
Did she kill?
You're a bit too young for that, I suppose.
Probably.
Left her husband in a ditch somewhere.
Oh.
That's what I heard.
Yes.
Does this heavily wrinkled and scarred man look like any of the windflowers we've met so far?
Roll me a straight intelligence check.
That's a dirty 20.
Those blue eyes do seem familiar. And that hair seems familiar to a certain very dark-haired windflower.
Yeah, no. Ruby's right.
Wait.
I'm just, Ruby, I like make eyes with you and I'm like,
Ruby just like, uh-huh. Yes. So, yeah. She just stands and goes, you are him, correct?
Does it matter?
Well, if you are him, then this will make it sweeter. A windflower and Ellington working together to destroy the windflowers sounds Delicious. Well, you know what I mean.
I do.
Fenris,
you-
you look like your brain's gonna explode.
I'm putting the pieces. Are you doing this because you got dumped?
That's an in-character laugh.
Ruby's trying not to laugh.
Cause like you're hot shit. Cause if that's all this is, you could easily find someone attractive to be with. Like, you have 1,000 things in this room. Do you have a mirror?
Somebody get this man a mirror!
I actually might have one.
I'm checking also.
I technically don't. But wait. Oh God. She just kind of looks and just holds her hands up, and then she knows he hates magic, but magically a
Wait,
mirror
fuck!
appears.
I have a mirror too. Like you do that, and Fenris rips a patch out of his vest and also produces a mirror.
2 mirrors. We have murdered the DM.
Did you not see the way I was looking at you? You're like 2 shepherds plus a Frank. Like, I mean, look at that.
So Santa Camilla misses this. We've been playing for an hour and a half, and we have quit twice.
Quinn, come back to us!
I can't.
Well, thanks for
Big
joining
Dad-
us for Velvet
God.
Soiree.
So the real death was me all along. Sorry my big bad wasn't prepared for this.
Ooh.
Okay. So you hold up mirrors really patronizingly.
No, I will hand mine to Fenris, so Fenris now has 2 mirrors.
Yeah, so it's mirror, tiefling, mirror.
What do you do? I don't know what to do. Okay, what does that mean? I should have defined my terms before I rolled that.
Always the important part.
He holds your gaze for a while, Fenris, and he's gives that bark of a laugh again, but it's like a hair lighter. No, the other one, darker. It's a bit darker. Doesn't look at the mirrors. I'm not doing this because I got dumped. I didn't get dumped.
You know, that's what most people say when they get dumped.
She's not wrong. Did you get left in a ditch? You got ditched? Would that be a better way to define it?
We will never finish this one conversation.
This one conversation is never going to end because Quinn is just not prepared. It should have been. He is completely unamused. I am tickled.
Frank laughs from behind the door.
Let's see if he could hear it. Frank, please. Frank does probably laugh a little behind the door. I don't know if you can hear it or not. But he does. He definitely has been eavesdropping. Oops. He just kind of looks you all over and he goes, I don't think any of you, except maybe you. He looks at Shava. Could understand. I wasn't dumped by Wendell and Windflower. Wendell and Windflower tried to kill me and separate me from my children. And we can't have that.
Follow up to that statement. wouldn't blowing up the house kill your children?
Yes.
So thereby separating you permanently from them.
They're not mine anymore.
Okay then. And, thank you. So we blow up the house, destroying every house other than mine, because we were not invited.
Yes, isn't that convenient for you?
Yes. Did you plan that? Or was that just a happenstance?
You know they've never liked the Ellingtons.
And we've never liked them. But makes sense. And
So
all
now-
of us will be fine. Everyone you invited to destroy the Windflowers will be fine.
Of course, I'm a man of my word. Can we get to the business part now?
Yeah, yes.
He kind of looks around.
Fine. I'm still trying to look at this desk.
Okay, eventually you were able to see what is on the desk.
Yes.
It's a blueprint of the house with scribbled notes all over it and rooms drawn in where, you know, there probably aren't, like, physically originally rooms. Indecipherable notes, covered in notes. That's all you can see.
I'll
But
take
you do
it.
see it.
Anything else? There aren't any like arachnid blueprints or like little memos of you got this. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
No, you get the impression that he probably has the blueprints for that, like, up here. He doesn't seem like the type to write things down.
So I need to get his brain.
Piper!
What?
I don't know if that was in character or out of character. But
doesn't
either
matter.
way,
What?
doesn't matter. Either way, Piper, you're not taking a man's brain.
I didn't say this out loud.
Then Jesse, you're not taking a man's brain. You need proper preservation techniques. There's a whole system of making a brain in a jar. We don't have time tonight.
I have a question before he gets into the business.
Okay.
And it's, I think, more a question for Shava. Is Shava large enough that if I stood behind Shava, he could not see me?
Shava's about 7'2".
I'm not 7'2". Much shorter than that.
You could theoretically hide.
I'm gonna casually, like, flip up onto my feet.
Mm-hmm.
Just go stand by Shava. That's all.
Okay.
Yes, let us get down to business. However, one more second, please. I promise, 1 second.
And he's very exasperated at this point.
I promise it is only 1 second. Turn to Shava. I feel like we will have some questions after this, given what he has said. So please be prepared for that. Okay, now you have at least my attention.
Yes, let's get down to it.
Shava, he looks at you for a long time and laughs. And then kind of gets back into business mode, TM. And he starts to explain the process. Basically, he has what you understand from what he says. There are a bunch of charges, basically, that need to be placed inside on the upper floors where you've been, Shava, and around the main hall. He has those charges made with the help of Vance, that halfling that you met, Piper. And he's essentially asking you to go in, place the charges, and then Shava and Ruby in particular, and Winter, assuming that you meet back up with her, to magically ignite them when given the signal.
Seems simple enough.
The ignition, is it just any sort of fire, or is it a particular incantation of its own?
Something big and flashy.
Anything big and flashy will do then? All right.
I'm sure you're familiar with that.
Where are these charges now? Are they
He kicks the box nearest to him.
So this whole room is a giant powder keg.
Not all of it, but essentially.
Cool. That's comforting.
He is also holding a torch.
Yeah, okay. Real comforting. I'm gonna just fiddle with my necklace.
Okay. So you'll take the job, I assume? I mean, of course you will, but it's nice to hear it.
You're the second telling me to do this, so yes.
Yes, Walter is quite sweet on you.
Oh, no, not Walter. I don't give a flip about him. Someone more important told me to do it.
Interesting. But he doesn't push it. So we've got a deal, yes, and he kind of is looking impatiently at the other three of you.
I wouldn't still be here if we didn't.
I'm in.
I'm still caught up on the moral ramifications of murdering lots of people in an instant. I'm all for eat the rich, but like,
Hey.
this isn't eating the rich. This is blasting them into oblivion.
Hey, important. What does Obsidian think of all this?
Do you ask him
Yeah.
mentally
Yeah.
or out loud, depending?
No, not out loud. Mm-mm.
Okay, you ask Obsidian. You just hear this kind of like raspy laughter. Like, any destruction is all good and fun, my dear, don't you think?
Okay, that's what I thought you would say. I'm in, Your Grace. But I'd love to pick your brain about some things afterwards.
I imagine you would. And I think that would be lovely later,
Deal.
Miss Voldbonk. Shava, roll me either deception or persuasion.
For what purpose?
He's making an insight check.
Ah, gotcha. Give me just a second. Let me send it to you.
You're good. And he just kind of... Fenris, he kind of gives you a harder once over than before, and it's not subtle. And I didn't think you would be a hard one to convince.
Have you ever heard the like kids book about the Robin Hood character? Like I break the law all the fucking time, but I don't kill people. You know, it's to help people. You know, we smuggle things, but we don't murder.
Well, lucky for you, you won't exactly be taking a knife to anyone's throat now, will you?
I mean, I wouldn't use Now you can just squeeze. That's not the point. Every guard who works there will get blown up.
Not every.
They are not the rich. Are there cooks in that house? Cleaners? They are not the rich. I've got a lot of issues with big blow up plan because you're gonna hit a lot more people than the people you really want to hurt.
Unless everything's a construct.
Shepard's not a construct.
Who is this Shepherd? Your shadow friend?
No, he's a guy. But I was trying to have a cool moment, Piper.
Fenris, you would also notice that ghost is standing flush with him now instead of away. And she is practically screaming.
Yeah, I know.
For the most part, Fenris, it's constructs, from what I know. Some people will be allowed out. It's not like everyone in there is going to die. Just most.
How big's this room?
I'd probably say maybe like 25 by 15.
That's small.
It is a hole in the ground.
Can we private conversation in the hallway real quick? We'll get right back to you. Is that cool?
Fine. He just kind of goes back to something on his desk.
Okay.
I follow.
Sure.
And I think that's a great spot for us to take a quick, not the most cliffhangery break that I've done, but so we're going to take a quick bio break. I encourage anyone watching to do the same. Take care of your body and your brains and whatnot.
Stay hydrated.
Yes, I should do that. Yeah, we will be back right quick. Thank you so much for hanging out so far, and I'm sure everything will be just as fine when we get back. Goody, you can certainly try, y'all. Welcome back to session 5 of Evolve. Just
Restart.
cut it. Just cut the film. Just cut the film. Cut the tape. Welcome back to a Velvet Soiree, where my players have broken me tonight. So I made it this far. We had a good run. Okay, so thank you. Welcome back. Here we go. You ask if you can deliberate in the hallway. He grunts and goes back to his desk. And the door's not like locked or anything, so you would assume you can just like walk into the hallway.
As soon as we're in the hallway,
And Frank and the other 2 monks are there.
hey Frank,
Sup, Frank?
can I cast detect magic on this hallway?
You can certainly try.
I'm gonna certainly try.
Okay. You try?
I'll try.
Something feels weird, wrong, and off. And it doesn't seem to have any effect.
Okay.
How long did it take us to walk down this really, really long hallway?
Golly. Including the stairs?
I mean, just magic
just the
stopped working
corridor?
when we like got to the bottom of the stairs, so like
Yeah.
just the corridor.
Yeah. Probably not more than like 2 minutes tops.
I'm going to just brain doesn't work when standing still, so I'm just gonna do it. I'm not leaving. I'm just gonna do a lap. Just gonna run back and forth a couple times, get the whole brain juices flowing. Not leaving, not bailing. Promise, not bailing.
There is one guy in front of the stairs, so they're not really concerned about that.
Okay, cool. I'll be right back, and I will monk speed run to the stairs.
Okay.
When I get there, I'm gonna fuddle through my bag for the thing that I was given as just like, hey Fenris, you should take this so you're not completely useless. I'm gonna pull it out and unroll the scroll and stare at the incredibly foreign language in front of me and like, how the fuck does this work? How the fuck does this work? Fuck. Magic, letters. I think I say a thing, and I'm going to attempt, because I'm not a wizard and I don't know how things work,
Mm-hmm.
to cast see invisibility from my spell scroll.
Okay.
Hopefully I'm far enough away.
So Frank
Have it
sees you.
upside down.
Frank sees you pull that out,
That's fine.
and you can go, don't. That's not for here. That's for in there. Main house.
I mean,
Single use.
it lasts for an hour, and you work for that person, and so if he's hiding things, you would not want me to use the thing to see the things that he's hiding, and it lasts for an hour. I think is this squiggle says an hour, I think, and I point to the squiggle for like one of the components because I do not understand what I'm looking at all.
Mm-hmm.
Hour.
Do what you want, I guess. So you proceed to do that. Let me triple read, make sure I understand how the spell works. So that. Oh, so right. Let's see. I forgot I gave you that.
You did.
And I've remembered why I gave you that. Yeah, it's for an hour. Okay. And you see into the ethereal plane. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So you do that, and
I hand it to the guard, like, you can throw that out, and I run back.
Great. So you also now
Back.
have this, like, you're able to see into the ethereal plane, which looks very much like your tiefling ghost. In fact, you see your tiefling ghost very intent on you, followed you into the hallway. Other than that, looking around on the ethereal planes, not much.
Okay, get back in that room.
Apparently.
We're done talking outside then?
I did not go back in the room. Sorry, I said I want to go back in that room.
Oh.
We should still talk.
Oh. You,
Apologies.
Fenris, are saying, I want to go back into that room? Or you...
Anders was saying that. But we should talk first.
So, fireworks.
Yes.
Listen, I'm gonna level it to you guys. I want to know how he makes these arachnids.
Seems like he will tell you after the fact.
I can't wait. I don't want to wait.
It'll take a couple hours, and then he will tell you everything you want to know about making arachnids.
I know, but explosions are so messy, and there's no finesse to like fireworks. Fireworks are challenging because you gotta mix the gunpowder the right way, and you can make like fantastical designs. But where's the fun in blowing up a house?
And there's also the murder aspect.
Yeah, that too, I guess.
In case anyone forgot about the mass murder that we're considering committing.
Y'all have a choice. I don't. So, but yes, we will be committing murder with the explosion of a house.
Mm-hmm.
It will kill everyone, apparently, but I'm assuming, except for the few living help who are not constructs, because that's kind of how it seems like you're going towards. We will be committing murder, but I'm sure he will be willing to make sure all of the non-rich people get out safely.
I mean, I don't think he cares.
He probably doesn't.
You don't commit an act like this if you care about collateral damage.
No, it's true, and he is... I think he technically is still a noble. I don't really pay attention to the marriage rules. It's not really something that ever made a difference in my life, but nobility tend to not pay attention to the little people.
Hey!
You know what I mean, Piper. Technically, to most of the nobility, I am a little person, because I am last in line for a house that will never move to me. So,
I grew up in a one-room house with 5 people, so excuse me if I'm not crying for you.
oh, I didn't think you would. No one cries for me. It's fine. I have understood that I am a privileged asshole in this situation. Everyone here is I am part of a noble house. I am privileged. I get to live in a nice, huge house where no one talks to me about anything.
Wait, is Frank and the guard still around? Are they like right next to us?
Yeah.
Can you
one
like
of the
go
one of
over
the
there?
monks. Well, one of the monks is in front of the stairs. Frank's in front of the door, and then you can't see where the other one got off to.
Yeah, Frankie Poo, Frankster, Frankaroni. Could you like not be here right now?
He kind of looks around at the dirt walls and the everything of the enclosed kind of area. And where would you suggest I go, Ms. Volblanc?
By the stairs, away.
I'm not listening.
But you are.
But I'm really not. And he just kind of leans back against the door. You can tell Frank is kind of done with with just like the everything about the situation. He's probably not going to budge. But he does not, on first glance, appear to be attempting to listen.
Oh, there's no magic in this hallway. Ah!
I look over at Shaba. Where are you at vis-a-vis terrorism?
Explosions are messy. They are big and they are final. And if we're going to go forward with this, I need to be perfectly certain that everyone in that house is just as awful as they're being made out to be.
I'm just gonna lay a little, just a thought out there. I think Ruby here is a really nice person. And, I didn't know you until tonight, and I would not like you had I not met you.
That's fair.
I would bet the same thing could be said for about 95% of the people in there.
That's what I'm worried about.
I can speak to a few of the noble houses. They're about as shitty as most nobility are, self included. The Windflowers, I don't really know. They hate my family. My family hates their family. I assume it's deserved. I don't have the highest opinion of them, but that's mostly thanks to Walter. And I think a little bit fear of Winter, because she scares the shit out of me.
Yes, me too.
Waylon, that's a whole thing I don't want to. That's the thing I don't want to get into. Wisteria seemed nice. Whether she went off.
I can vouch
They all
for
kinda-
Wisteria.
Yeah, Wisteria, I'm sure, is lovely. But yeah. Most of the nobility are probably technically. I was told I had to murder the Windflowers. Well, no, I had to make sure that they died tonight.
Well, why don't we just murder some Windflowers?
Like the one who catfished you. That seems really mean.
Yeah, can I have a second? I will go ask if that will be acceptable. I will be right back. And Ruby will walk down the hall, all the way to the stairs, and just do something she's not done in a time. She is just going to. So, like out loud, because she does not have that spell. So, I have a question. Do you want everyone dead, or just the Windflowers? And then she waits. Staring up the stairs.
Roll me a D100.
Oof.
Divine intervention.
Divine intervention. 93.
Is that a good 93 or a bad 93?
I have no idea.
So you wait for a while. Do you all keep talking while Ruby's doing this, or?
I, at one point, make direct contact with the ghost.
Mm-hmm.
We murder all the Windflowers. Eyes to the room, and then back to the ghost.
You'll notice that at the mention of murdering Windflowers, she did break out into spectral tears.
Don't like that.
And is just kind of weeping
Maybe
silently at your feet. Ruby,
Mhm.
you hear a vague passing, all of them.
if I don't?
I think you know. You have friends, too.
Wait. I thought it was just the house, not them.
Your friends, too.
All of them?
There's no response.
Ruby just walks back and, like, she looks like she looks like Fenris for a second, in that she looks like she's seen a ghost.
Ruby, you okay?
No, quite frankly, no.
Okay.
I thought it was one thing. It's apparently not, and I'm worried because I think I know what. There's two options for what happens if I don't do what they say, and one of them is bad, and one of them is horrifically bad.
Is they a punchable unit of existence? Because if I can offer my punching abilities to sway your mind, Ruby, can punch ghosts. These count as magical weapons. Just so you know.
Can you punch a dragon?
I mean, probably.
Full just half X. I don't know what the word is.
Disclosure?
That one. Half disclosure. I know I said I was a sorcerer. Sorcerers get their power from blood, and from... I don't get magic from blood. And then she, like, moves her, like, dress to the side, and there's just this mark along, just hidden by the dress, but it looks like a giant dragon's tooth. I didn't get my magic from a deal, or from studying. I got it the other way. So, yes, Fenris?
Magic comes from different places.
Fenris has no idea what you're talking about.
It can
Yeah.
come from blood if you're a sorcerer. It can come from books like Shava, who is a wizard. And there's warlocks who make deals with powers not on this plane of existence, usually, for a great and powerful magical ability.
What is it called when you get magic from none of those?
It's called...
How does it manifest?
How does it manifest?
You're 5 years old and you're playing with your brother and you turn into a dog on accident?
That sounds like druidry?
Sure.
Yeah, that's kind of plant nonsense, and I don't really understand it fully. Also, there's the
Cool.
people who get their magic from the gods, but
That's fine.
yeah, I'm a warlock. My patron just told me that I have to murder everyone, so that's lovely.
I mean, join the club, I guess.
No, I mean everyone. And then she just looks at all of you. Everyone.
So, like, Frank?
Like you,
Oh.
and Piper, and Shava, and Winter,
And Frank?
and Frank, I think.
Okay.
I'm going to assume Frank is in on this must murder everyone, or I either die or lose my powers.
Did you hear that, Frank?
Frank doesn't appear to be listening.
Frank's done with this conversation, and also us. So, I have to figure out whether I want to... Killing the windflowers is fine. They're assholes.
Most of them, yes.
Most of them are assholes. I will accept most. I've not dealt with one of them.
Remember, she got catfished.
But yes.
I will accept all but potentially one or two of them are assholes. But I have nothing. I literally have what I have on my body and admittedly an amount of gold that is more than most people see in a lifetime. But
you should next time just admit that.
Yeah, sorry. Thanks. But without my patron, there's nothing about me that is unremarkable. But that is remarkable.
I mean, you're still Dragonborn.
No, I'm not a dragon.
Are you not a dragon? What are you?
No, I'm a human.
Oh.
Well,
why did I think you were a dragon?
I don't know.
I have thought you were a dragon this entire time.
No, I have been a human. I am like a 5'3" red-headed white girl.
You're on your own, bye.
I mean, I will throw out there that, like, I also don't have any magic at all.
You can punch people really, really hard.
Because I learned how to do that because I was one of two and one was super powerful magic and I had nothing. So I'm just saying having no magic does not mean that you are nothing. You just have to, figure out who you are without it.
Yeah, that's a scary thing to look down the barrel of after many years of having magic.
That's okay, because you can have friends like me who can make you things that are magical.
I have some items, and I have some things that I can do, but...
Starting over is hard.
Exactly.
I understand that.
And I'm also a little worried that I will be murdered if I don't by a very angry dragon.
We can murder your dragon for you if you want.
Or at least try.
Punch your dragon real good.
I like you for you. In Winter, I like you. You're the only people in this entire party that actually makes me pause.
Piper
I'm not a good
so
person.
Touched right now.
Yeah, I'm not a good person. No, Ellington is good. I will admit this. I vaguely know what the fuck we do. We're not great people. No, nobility is great. Most of nobility are giant assholes who think that they know everything and control the world because they got lucky and happened to make money hundreds of years ago and kept it. Jesus fuck. There's just like a puff of smoke behind Anders for a second, and it was a cat. So just puff.
A wild dragon appears.
Hello, yes, this is Senna.
No one can see Senna.
I know, but he's here.
Please don't think for a moment I am defending the rich or what they do. I don't. That kind of power can so rarely ever be used for good. My hang-up about this whole situation is that what if this is the odd case out? What if this is the instance where that power could be used for good and we're here snuffing it out?
That, yes. And I have spent 20... What year? Give me a second. I don't know how old I am. 20, yeah, I've spent 23 years around the nobility. All I've known is nobility. And all I've known is the worst. Because my family is the second most powerful in the town. So assume from that what you've seen me act like. And then worse. because the rest of them at least know that if the ones ahead of them die, they get something. I get nothing. Y'all want to know a fun little fact? I'm technically not an Ellington.
Sorry, Quinn.
Yep, nope, I knew what happened. As soon as I said it, I was like, Quinn is going to react.
What do you mean?
I was adopted when I was a very young child. Baby, I believe. I was adopted. I was not born in Ellington as far as I know, but I don't really have a full understanding of if I was or not. But that's why I can know. That's why I do not inherit. I am not technically in Ellington legally. So,
You said earlier you wanted to have a conversation.
yes.
What might it be about?
He seemed to be insinuating something about you, Shava.
Yes, that's what I was afraid you were going to say. Prior to my time here, I did some, like I said, I've done some work for the Windflowers. And longer before that, I was known by a different name under which certain things occurred. And may I be honest, I'm not sure that his plan is the right course of action, but so long as this person in that room has that sort of information, I'm not sure I have another choice.
So, you and I are fucked.
Yes, that's a simple way to put it.
Yeah, we're fucked. He will, if we don't go along with his plan, he will use your history to destroy you, I assume.
I wouldn't be surprised.
And if I don't go along with it, I might be burned to death. That's the worst option. The best option is I just lose all magical ability and I have a dagger and some magical items, which is it's not nothing, I will admit, but it is still not a lot. So, in the grand scheme of things, we have two options. I looked at Quinn, that was a bad life choice. We have two options ahead of us. We can go along with the plan, commit mass murder and terrorism, or reap the consequences of not doing what he wants and get out of here as fast as possible.
I really wish magic worked down here right now.
Hey, Obsidian.
Yes, friend.
What are our chances of killing him?
What now?
Yeah.
You're not exactly on. You don't have the advantage, and I don't think my powers work down here.
Did they work in the other room?
No, don't seem to. He's a crafty one. But it takes powerful magic to make an anti-magic field, so that's a little concerning, isn't it?
It is. Is there a source of this magic, or do you think it's all from him?
I couldn't tell you.
Damn it. Damn it.
Are you listening in on my private conversation?
No, that was also that was in character. That was Ruby going, wait, damn it, no, that won't work.
We need to get him out.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
I was able to conjure a mirror from a magical item in that room.
Mm-hmm.
Does that imply that a magical item still works in that room?
You can assume that.
Oh,
If
because
you
I
would
also
like.
used the glasses of my
Oh.
enhanced seeing.
Yeah, and I used the. Oh, yeah, no, that. Never mind. Ruby goes, oh, wait, I have an idea.
Because if it doesn't have to be cast, if it just is something that happens,
Mm-hmm.
then it might not be affected by the anti-magic field.
Oh, Fenris, you're so smart right now.
It's not Fenris.
I
Fenris
know.
does not put pieces together.
I know.
But on the
Fenris.
opposite side of the coin, he might be stupid enough to try it anyway.
Fenris, I had a question.
Yeah.
How hard can you throw something?
I mean, like, I don't have like the biggest guns in the world. I'm more like speed based. Like I'm fast rather than strong, but I'm
Could
strong-ish.
Could you throw a gem hard enough to shatter? If it could break somewhat easily.
Possibly. Probably. It would have to, like... I'd have to throw it to hit something, which is kind of like a spike action, because, like, just like a toss, it's gonna, like... There's not gonna be force on, like, the downward, angle.
Yes. You just need to chuck it at a wall or a box or even the floor. Just spike it hard enough to do that. Could you do this?
Probably. What's the gym do?
If it breaks, it summons a very, very fiery friend.
Oh, because my thought was, and I undo the chain and I hold it out, and you see a necklace with 9 small cat eyes.
Is that what I think that is?
Well, so
It might be.
my brother has a spell that he really likes that makes things go.
Fireball, yes.
This can do that 9 times at once.
Was that the gem? Wrap that around that, and theoretically, if you chuck it, it might explode all at once.
And then the gem makes the thing show up to kill anything that's left.
Yeah, this is theoretical. This is not my area. This is probably closer to Shava's area.
I mean,
I'm just saying, if I throw this in there, this is a grenade, and if the grenade doesn't go off, we're still ass over horns. I mean, we are, like, in it then.
Yeah, pretty much.
Either way, we'll need to run very quickly. This is an enclosed tunnel, and there's only one way out.
Yeah, I'm real fast. Y'all should run before I throw it.
Yeah.
Shava,
Yes.
can you do anything that involves teleportation?
that's magic.
Wish I could. Let me see. Shava says, thinking about what that fancy little wand
I'm trying to not look at the Dungeon Master's face while we plan all this.
I know.
Yeah,
Not
it's
good.
a hard thing. Because I can take one person with me. But
If it's magic, it might not work.
Once we get to the end of the hall, it'll work. But we have to get to the end of the hall first.
You hear Frank clear his throat.
Yes, Frank.
Thought you weren't listening.
I'm not. Any gestures at the door?
It's open, isn't it?
Is your boss listening? I figured.
Just say yes.
I mean, we could say yes and then wait for him to leave and figure out a different plan of attack. I mean,
Yes.
Frank
Piper.
starts coughing.
Yes, Piper, we can totally say yes and then plan accordingly
Yes.
with significant glances at everything. Just yes, plan accordingly on how to take
I feel like
on how to do this.
Yeah, I feel like, Winter should definitely be a part of this conversation, perhaps.
Yes, 100%.
And, maybe we should say yes and then, casually check out the draconic screaming that was happening in the ballroom.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
There's probably only an amount of time.
We've been down
There's
here for a while.
We should probably go check that out.
We might not even need to worry about killing people. People might already be dead. Just saying.
I reach for the door.
As you do that, I just kind of whisper, I have an idea, but we'll have to talk about it later because I'm not sure if it's going to work, especially not down here.
Yeah,
okay,
Frank's listening.
Wonderful.
Open the door. Peek my head into the room. Where's the dude? Where's Hot Guy?
He's at his desk.
The dude.
Do I see anything invisible and or in the ethereal plane when I look in the room?
Just your ghost.
Hey, we're gonna do the thing. It's yes from all of us.
I'm sure it is, and I'm glad to hear it.
Okay. Frank just told us they started serving dinner, so we're gonna go do that first, and then we'll be back for the bombs.
Piper's head pops out from under. Oh God, I'm immediately regretting this narrative decision.
Yep.
But Piper's head pops out from between Fenris's legs. I say, fully knowing that Fenris wears a kilt.
Oh God! Forgot that.
He wears underwear.
Does he?
I mean, it's fantasy time underwear, but
he's not rocking a kilt the proper way. Then is all I'm going to say.
He's a monk. He doesn't want to. People aren't consenting to that, so underwear.
He's kicky. He doesn't want to flashy. Yeah, it's food time. We've been here for 3 hours now. I'm hungry. I had a very moldy piece of rations that did not get me by. Also, I feel like we should include the one person that you mentioned that wasn't here, and she's not here, so we're gonna go find her, and then we'll, do things. Okay, bye!
Fine, come get the charges.
After dinner.
You've got a perfectly good bag of holding right there.
Yeah, okay.
Food first.
I love y'all.
Ruby steps forward and goes, yes, we can do it later. I'm sure that will be totally fine. I believe you'll understand that I believe we can agree that is probably a very good idea in case anything happens between now and when we would be getting the bombs.
Are they? Are the charges charged? Are the charges charged? Are they? What is the protocol here? Are they magically timed to go off at a certain moment, or do we have to set them up, or are we supposed to rig up some kind of detonation device, or
will they blow up if they accidentally get hit by an errant fireball?
I'm sure you'll be finding out now, won't you? Vance has the instructions for you, Ms. Voldbank. Go ahead and load up. He gestures to the crate nearest him.
Okay, but I'm swiping that arachnid.
He'll let you.
Okay. And as I leave, I do the...
And as you all leave the room, you just hear before the door closes behind you. Instructions will be forthcoming. I'll be watching. Door closes.
Look at Frank.
Frank is just kind of blatantly not meeting your gaze.
You have a shitty boss. And you're a fucking coward, man. And I walk down the corridor.
Slay. I'll follow behind Fenris, but I'm going to be talking to my arachnid friends because I think this is the end of the road for them. Time to go in the bag of holding.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yes, Ruby like takes hers off and just like hands it to like Hyper. There you go.
Okay.
Hey, Waylon.
I'm gonna gather up all of my children. All of my arachnid children. I'm going to be particularly gentle with the one around my wrist because that was the one that I fixed.
Mm-hmm.
I might hang on to that one. That might stay around my wrist. Okay, guys. So you're gonna go in someplace kind of dark and kind of universal, and you might not be able to. But I don't think you breathe, so that's okay. And it might be a little twisty, and you might bump into things. And I'm sorry if you get crumbs in your gears, but I promise I'll clean you out. But it's gonna be some serious stuff, and I want you guys to stay safe. I'm gonna stuff them all in my bag of holding.
Okay. Frank kind of moves to take point again, and as he passes you, Fenris, he says, "You don't want to know what he did the last time I said no." He starts heading up the stairs without waiting for a response. Then there's the one behind you when you still don't have eyes on the third one.
I light my staff up again.
When you get up the stairs?
Yeah.
Okay. So are y'all trekking out?
Is my ghost coming with us?
Probably. You can assume that. And if we're all done in Murder Bunker, you all begin the long trek up the stairs. It's a long walk, but you know, everything's always faster on the way back, right? As we fast travel through time a little bit. So you get back to the surface. It's even colder than it was before. You can see your breath. Very, very unusual for this time of year. Piper, you in particular. Well, never mind. You're not on Fenris' shoulders. Never mind. Unless you are.
I mean, it depends on how quickly everyone is walking. Fenris is now my preferred mode of transportation until I get my freaking gargoyle back.
Hi. Maybe if you blew up the house, you will. But you make it to the surface, and Frank looks you all over. I almost fucked that up.
I mean,
did you expect anything else?
I don't know. It's not my place. Whatever.
Listen, when super powerful, schemy person offers you something that is morally reprehensible, and you say, "Let's go talk in the hallway," he's expecting you to talk about some plan against them. You know, had to give him something ridiculous and stupid, so, you know, he wouldn't suspect us of coming up with anything better.
Right.
I mean, if we'd gone out in that hallway and been like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna do it, we love this guy," he would not have believed that. I mean, he's, you know.
Yeah, you've seen us. We're pains in your ass. If we were anything different, you'd be like, "What the heck?"
He just starts walking back towards the house.
What the heck?
Good luck. Good luck. Don't trip in any holes.
Do trip in all the holes.
The monk behind you just kind of goes, we're going with you back.
Oh, well.
So,
I still hope you trip in all the holes.
I hope you get sucked into a shadow and you can't find your butt.
it's not how that works.
I hold my fist out.
Where are you?
I don't know. If I'm riding your shoulders, it's down. If I'm not, like, check your ankles.
So that monk just kind of waits around awkwardly for y'all to start moving.
Yeah. Which one are you, by the way?
Hi, I'm
Just
Piper.
kinda-
What's your name?
It's not important. Come on, let's
Can
go.
we please have a name, please?
If you don't give us a name, we will give you a name.
Yeah, and just points at
If you
Piper and Fenris. You do not want either one of them giving you a name. I have a feeling it would be bad.
if
My
you
name.
Please.
Oh, his voice is different. My name is Fitz. Can we just go?
That's
Yes,
everybody
Fitz.
has
Thank
F
you.
names.
Let's
I forgot
go.
about that.
As soon as we get out of the murder bunker, I just pop a quick message to Wisteria.
Mm-hmm.
We should talk. I have some information and some questions, many questions, and I could use some advice.
Almost before you're done talking, you get a reply. Yes, of course, darling. I'll meet you in the garden.
I'll be here.
Be there in a second.
I just turn around to everyone else. You all go on without me. I could use the fresh air.
You are going to want to walk with the rest of the group the million
Oh,
trillion
right.
feet to get to the garden part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're in like
I'll
a
go further
field
than we
looking
were.
area now.
When
It's
we start
obnoxiously
to
far.
when we start to get to that area, I'm gonna look at Piper. Like, so I still have magic eyeballs right now that lets me like see invisible shit. Do you want to do like quick last super pass around the house just to see if we can see any more secret supply closets?
let's go, Snoop.
Piper on the shoulders, monk speed. Let's go
Onwards!
see what we can. We're gonna go.
I
run
say
off.
onwards, and I'm holding out the water orchids.
Okay,
This.
noted.
I still have been holding it. I mean, like, I never put it
That's
back in the
true.
bag of holding.
Yep, so you all would have a clear as day view of the Wand of Orcus.
It's either
Yep.
in my hand or on my back. And I'm
Either
on
way.
Fenris's back.
Goodie.
That's very not
I just
good.
Reach out for Ruby. Thank you for sharing down there. I know that can't have been easy. Truly,
No.
whatever happens, if there's any way we can help, I'm sure I can speak for the rest of us when I say we will.
If we survive the night and I don't get killed, how good of a teacher are you?
I've spent some time at an academy.
Wizard was always high up there as an option as a child.
I'd be happy to help.
Thanks. I spent plenty of time reading and learning, and that's actually how I found them. But yes, if we survive the night, and I don't suddenly, and I lose all my powers, and I don't suddenly become a sorcerer, yeah, I'd like that.
Me too.
Thanks. Now don't die, because if you die, I'll be very displeased.
Yes, it would certainly be a disappointment to have made it this far, and to have a little dinner party catch me up, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and maybe if we survive everything, I'll tell you more.
I would like that as well.
Wonderful.
Safe.
So you all follow Frank back to the main part of the gardens, and when it gets to sort of the hedgier areas where you're familiar with, he turns around, looks straight at you, Fenris. Kind of looks around. If you're gonna take care of him, give him hell first. And he takes off. Though you've lost sight of the one that was behind you. So you are alone in the gardens
Wait,
for now.
Don't you want to hear the story about the time I like? Okay, bye.
You two go have fun being you two.
Ha 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 ha!
Shava, you go get air, and I'll go find Winter and let her know what's going on. Maybe she just goes. She like suddenly goes, "Wait a second," and just thinks really hard, and just goes, "Mercury, are you with the pretty one?"
You get the sense that maybe. You definitely don't feel him around.
If you're with the pretty one, good. Stay safe. You're not. Who the fuck are you? And did she appear? Is that her in the main? She's just at this point just thinking at Mercury. She doesn't even know if Mercury can hear her. She's just kind of like, is that her in the ballroom? I mean, they kind of hope it's not, because if it is, then I'm most likely going to die, and I don't want to die. I like you. I like being alive. I also like having you as a friend. And these people are nice, and they like seem to not hate me, even though I was lying about that thing. There's also the other thing, but that is a future thing I'll deal with. But please do not be dead. Please be with the pretty one. Please. I don't want her to die. She's really nice. That's weird. She's nice. That's weird, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, you probably can't even hear any of this. It's fine. It's nice to have someone to ramble to once in a while who, likes me. And then just like comes back to herself and just like, yeah, I'll go see if I can find Winter.
Okay, so do you head inside?
Yep.
All right, and my terrible twosome?
Sprinting through wearables, wands and staves, and all the rooms we've been in already, but with like supervision.
Okay.
Or no supervision, I guess.
I will say
I have supervision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Haha, supervision. Get it? Okay.
Thank
Supervision.
you,
Supervision.
Yeah. You do see Fenris. The shadows are loaded with people that would be otherwise invisible to you.
Fuck. Piper, when
Yes?
this is all over, I gotta learn how to hang out in shadows, because, like, they're just, like, crowded. They're
That sounds
having their
fun.
own other party.
I mean, we found obsidian in shadows.
It's true. I'm gonna, like, wave at some of them, finger gun at others. I'm gonna flip a few of them off, just, like, every group of shadow, so that they
Okay.
know that I know.
Solid. You will note that there's no more commotion inside, like that you can hear. And there is some light music playing.
Like a waltz?
No.
Oh.
No waltz. Not yet. And then you head off to do that, and then Shava, you stay behind? Okay.
Yeah, I'm sticking around in the gardens.
Are you just hanging out, or where are you at? You looking for somewhere discreet? Positioning
Yeah,
yourself anywhere in particular?
I'll try and find somewhere that's a little less.
Okay, roll me investigation.
17.
Okay. So you start poking around the gardens. You don't really see anyone. You get the sense that people didn't dress for cold weather, and it's getting kind of cold, and people were grumpy. But as you're kind of looking around for a discreet place, you see a very familiar mess of blonde hair attached to a very familiar figure in a purple dress, sitting, waiting, looking in the other direction. Doesn't seem to have noticed you.
I just go up to her. I don't attempt to be sneaky or anything.
Okay. And as you turn, or as she notices you, she kind of starts a little bit, and she turns, and you can see plainly the skeletal half of her face that she hasn't done anything to. And you wonder if anyone else saw that on the way down. And as she looks at you expectantly, I think that's where the evening leaves us. As you all run off to your respective... I don't want to say duties. What is the word?
Adventures?
Choices.
Shenanigans?
Yes. Shenanigans, yes. So yeah. We'll pick that up in the finale.
Oh boy.
Next week.
Ruby, have fun catching Winter up to everything.
Oh, she is the pretty one.
Yep, I assumed. She's very pretty.
You did call someone else the pretty one at the beginning, so I wonder who Mercury's with.
Oh.
I was explicit about which one I was talking about.
Oh.
Well.
Oh.
I was oh wait, he's a he's a cat.
Yep.
Fuck. God damn it.
But you'll also remember we don't really know where the other pretty one is.
No, we don't.
Not that any of you know that. Except Shava. Oh, woof! So thank you so much for hanging out and watching our penultimate session. I couldn't remember the word for a second. My brain is shutting down. They've broken me for good this time. Thank you all for watching, and thank you to my wonderful, beautiful, fabulous, talented players. Tell us a little bit about yourselves, where we can find you on the internet, favorite moment, the usual outro stuff. Let's start with Anders.
That's me. Hello, I'm Anders. You can find me at Anders_D_K on the internet. Favorite moment was absolutely destroying Quinn in the first half. Emotionally, it felt real good. And I almost kept my poker face the whole time. Pretty proud of that too. Also just everything. The moral quandaries were so good. So good. I'm so excited to see what happens. Oh boy. It's weird that Fenris is a moral compass right now. That's different for him. Things that I'm doing where you can find me on the internet. All my stuff is linked through my Twitter. I designed the board games. Well, not the board games, the tabletop role-play games. I often do it with Moose. You can find those on my Twitter. They cost $3, both of the ones that I've written, and that money is going directly towards my next fund, which is much bigger and more complicated, and is actually like a book. And hopefully we'll get published and shit. It's just a lot, but it costs money. So buy my other games so I can pay for that. Thursday, Halloween in Saturnine, horror, Invisible Sun, Halloween themed goodness. It's gonna be real good. I get to be somebody's twin. I love playing twins. It's gonna be good. You should tune into VR at 8 o'clock on Halloween night when you're not giving out candy or going and getting candy. I don't know what people do on Halloween. I normally go to bed. So, yeah, that's it. I'm done. That's it. I'm done.
Beautiful. Abby.
Hi, I'm Abby. I'm Citrine Warlock on Twitter. I've decided between two moments. Either Anders destroying Quinn 3 times in a row, because that was beautiful. And the other moment was definitely the very end with Ruby and Shava. That really kind of touching moment of just, if we don't die, teach me to be a wizard. It was precious. I'm mostly here, but if you're in about a month, actually almost literally a month, in this exact time slot, I will be DMing a D&D 5e game of my own, and player signups went up today, so that's not anxiety inducing at all.
Go sign up for Abby's game. It sounds really fun, and I wish I had the brain cells to do it. Let's see. Who next? Jesse.
Oh, it's me. Hi, I'm Jessie. You can find me at Jahoos the Moose on the interwebs, where I post art things that I do sometimes. And yep, I make art for games with Anders, or sometimes I do logos, or sometimes I do display pictures on Twitter. There's a bunch of those floating around right now. On Saturdays, except for this Saturday, because I'm going to a Halloween party, you can catch me at Technoscott's Twitch, where I play Eyes in a Blades in the Dark game. She's my favorite. I love her. And soon, I will be opening up commissions. 3 slots are already taken. But yes, Anders, you are one of them. But yeah, commissions are going to be opening up soon because I'm finally seeing the end of the tunnel with my current commissions. And yeah, that's it. That's all I can think of right now.
What was your favorite moment?
Oh, that's right. My favorite moment was, it was Anders destroying you at all times, but also it was Ruby and Shava, revealing their little secrets. The heck! Also learning that Ruby wasn't a Dragonborn, which is what I've been thinking this entire time. I don't know why. It was in my brain that you were part dragon. But it was there.
I said that I was a human in the first session.
I know. I guess my brain just went beep and wasn't happy with what you said and inserted Dragonborn. So.
I'm glad we all learned things before the end. And last but by no means least, Jono.
Hi, I'm Jono. You can find me on Twitter at MammalJono, where I tweet about D&D, musical theater, and things that I think are funny. Very frequently there's an overlap. I played Shava tonight. My favorite moment, oh boy. There were a couple. I liked Shava learning to fist bump. I think that was a good time. I also really liked that last scene with Ruby. That was weirdly wholesome after all of the talk of murder and arson and such exciting things. Oh, feeling all the things. I'm also mostly here. I will also be on the next session of Fates Chosen over at Open for Adventure, which will hopefully be next Monday. Around 7:30 Eastern? I think that's it. That sounds right. When does my game start? Who knows? But other than that, I'm here. I'm having a lovely time, and I can't believe we only have one session left.
I know.
You're telling me. Yes, beautiful, fabulous. I'm Quinn. You can find me on Twitter at Quintastic_. I forgot my name for a second. My favorite moment was Fenris being the moral compass and Piper being the opposite of that compass. I love Obsidian Piper.
Piper just wants to help everyone. Oh wait, not anymore.
She also just wants to watch the world burn.
I just want to watch the world literally burn.
Hey, arson. So be sure you turn in next week for our potentially explosive finale. I do this right now. After that Tuesday, things will be a little bit lighter. Mondays at 6 Eastern, I'm here with Grim Femmes Beyond the Veil. Thursday, I'm also in, I think I'm playing in the Invisible Sons game, personal life permitting, and also in Project VHS when it's back next week. I stream the video games sometimes on my own channel, and I also write games. They're all currently pay what you want, and they're more like micro TTRPGs. They're there. Everything's on Twitter. I don't think we have the ability to raid anyone, unfortunately. We'll have to get that worked out. We're in a weird time slot. So we'll let the auto host take over. But thank you all so much for supporting the show and for supporting VR. If you haven't already given us a follow, or if you're able to sub, that would be amazeballs. I just said amazeballs unironically, and I apologize. No, I don't. I don't apologize for art. So my brain's been broken by my players. Thanks, Anders. You got inspiration for that. So until next time, I hope you all have a wonderful evening, or whenever you're watching this. And I can't believe this is the second to last episode.
I know.
Yikes, team! But maybe we'll see some of the living people next in another game. Who knows? Assuming everyone lives. Not that anyone would not live. I can't imagine why. Anyway, good night.
Good night.